I've had this about 3 weeks now and have been very satisfied with the experience. My last computer was a boutique system that I managed to upgrade enough to last 7 years. I wanted something newer that wasn't going to break the bank, as I wasn't chasing frames per second but rather looking for a good rig for 1080 gaming. I watched this system for a while and read a lot of reviews both on Amazon and elsewhere before deciding to go with it. The system was well packaged. The case was in a plastic foam cage, and inside the case was the standard expanding foam packet. Everything was held in place, and a quick check of the connections revealed that nothing had come loose. It booted up quickly, and after about 30 minutes for standard setup/updates, I had Steam installed and a batch of games set to download to the regular drive, leaving the SSD for Windows. It came with a disk of drivers, but the system doesn't have an optical drive, so I guess you can use it as a coaster. The lights can be turned off, up/down/strobe/fade across multiple colors as needed with the included remote. When the machine goes to sleep, the lights turn off. Pros: cost. Obviously, it's a budget machine. Very quiet, excellent cable management/open space in the case, which will help with any future upgrades. No ad/bloatware installed. Audio connections are recessed on the back of the machine, which meant for tricky arrangement of the 390-degree plugs for my speakers. Airflow may be a concern if you're going to push the machine. Apart from the back of the case, there is only a small vent at the bottom of the front of the case. The one piece of hardware they appear to have skimped on is the power supply. It's a no-name, so therefore an unknown quantity in terms of long-term performance. So far, I haven't had any issues with power after attaching a scanner, USB hub, USB headset, and external USB hard drive. It came with a keyboard and gaming mouse, though I did not have any use for them. I have a hardwired connection, so I didn't bother attaching the Wi-Fi antennas, though I did confirm that it was able to pick up broadcasting networks.
With distance learning at the start of my son's junior year in HS, I felt he needed an upgrade from his sorry excuse of a computer, otherwise known as a Chromebook. Plus, he had commandeered my 2-year-old rig during summer and I wasn't having that. After some shopping around and comparisons, I came across this model. Not only was it affordable, but the specs were fairly impressive. The only thing it was lacking was some additional RAM, which I purchased separately. The product arrived earlier than expected and I was quite pleased with the packaging and easy setup. Heck, it looks nicer than mine. Powered it up, installed a couple of games, and it even performs better than my rig. More than enough power for Google Classrooms and Zoom meetings as well, so I'm quite pleased. Next time, I'll have him build his from scratch and earn the right to be a true PC gamer. Motherboard: Acer B360 Xtreme Micro ATX with 4 RAM slots. GPU: EVGA GTX 1666GB SSD. ASUS 630-240GB HDD. Seagate Barracuda 1TB FANS. OPEBI RGB 120mm with controller and remote control. Case is very cheap and light with a plexiglass window included. Mouse is decent. Not RGB, but you can pick 8 or 9 different colors. Keyboard is very cheap. Chinese USB unit. It is packed in a colorful box with all information written on it, so be aware, it might get stolen. Packed really well with thick foam. Got it on Black Friday for plus tax. That is a great price for the components you get. This is an entry-level gaming PC which should run 1080p high settings at 60 FPS.
We bought this computer for our son to play high-level games and to do coding and programming and of course his homework. The computer was easy to set up, everything worked flawlessly, and the lights are a very cool feature. CyberpowerPC keyboard is very user-friendly and feels good to the touch, and it lights up as well. The mouse has many functions on it. My son is learning and it lights up as well, which is really neat. I personally have built many computers and laptops and I have used many systems in the day. I am glad we bought this system. For the price and all of the features that come with this, you can't beat it. I would definitely recommend this system to my friends and family and anyone that wanted a great system for a good price.
I love that I could get a state-of-the-art, rockin' gamer machine with up-to-date processor, Intel i5 9400F, graphics card NVIDIA GeForce 1660 Super, and a beautifully built case with 4 RGB fans, very quiet with onboard intelligent fan control, and the interior layout is well done with hidden cabling to the extent possible, and power supply and SSD/HDDs that are located on the bottom for optimal cooling and away from MB ampersand processor. Now for what I didn't love, no MB manual or documentation came with this machine, which I understand is how all of CyberpowerPCs come, but only a quick start guide that was basically oriented towards computer dummies about unpacking etc. MSI makes the MBs for CyberPower, and somehow the name asterisk is on the board, which makes a phone call to tech support necessary in determining whose QVL qualified vendors list should be consulted. In my case, I wanted to know whose RAM was supported. This info could have easily been printed off and included, I feel. Also, there should have been a note alongside the included MB CD-ROM to indicate that the included drivers were already installed and were only for use when reinstalling Windows. This was very frustrating for me as I went about blindly installing the drivers where the PC would restart every time a driver was finished installing, and I thereby thought the PC software was corrupted or something, as it did not seem like a normal thing to do restart 10 times for 10 driver installs. A very frustrating and long event time that really soured my new PC enthusiasm. Don't get me wrong, however, now that things are all up and running, I have taken out the included 8GB of Patriot RAM stick and put in 2 sticks of HyperX HX426C16FB3K216, and boy does this thing fly. Benchmarks are from Battleship to Nuclear Submarine 2 at userbenchmark.com. Everything is very stable with no issues, and I have had it burning in for over 72 HRS. The 2 USB 3.0 ports on top along with audio jacks in/out are located perfectly, at least for me, too. I am very impressed with CyberPower's overall quality of build, low pricing, but just wish a little documentation was included, a small thing on their part to do, and I would have given an extra star if they had. All in all, definite recommend from me to you.
To my surprise, this came with a USB-C port as pictured, which I wasn't expecting. I plugged in my external CD drive for the disk that comes with it for the updates, but every driver I tried to run was outdated, which is a good thing. All drivers were updated to the latest version before they shipped it out, so there is really no need for the CD. I am really surprised at how quiet the fans run. The main components for the price are incredible and well worth the price of. Highly recommended. The only thing I'm going to upgrade is the RAM. As of now, with the 8GB out of the box, it runs fast and perfectly fine, but can't wait to use its full potential with 32GB. Well, not totally full, as it can go to 64GB. This is day one of plugging it in. I will update if anything changes.
Overall this runs lovely. My only complaint, and the reason I removed a single star, is that the CPU has the option for using Crossfire, yet the graphics card is NVIDIA. I knew this upon purchasing, but not that the CPU was Crossfire enabled, which feels like a bit of a waste. Crossfire you can finagle to work, but it's more hassle than it's worth. So sadly, if I want to utilize the Crossfire feature, I will have to swap the current card for an AMD, and this also makes it so any upgrades or additions to the setup will cost extra due to said mild incompatibility issues. Setup is otherwise very clean, wires are organized nicely and the lights work great, fans work well, it stays nice and cool even under heavy use, and the lighting looks great with my other lighted accessories. Despite the minor inconvenience being unable to use Crossfire without replacing the current graphics card, I definitely recommend it for people new to gaming PCs. This is second CyberpowerPC gamer that I have bought. The first one I used for 4 years and upgraded it by buying this one. I've not had any problems with either one, and I really do like this one a lot. The only drawback to these computers, and the reason I only gave it 4 stars, is the keyboards. I hadn't used this one a week before the letters were wearing off the keys. I literally have to paint them back on. Now you say I should automatically know what key is what, and normally I would, but when you are playing a game, your overall light is dimmer and it's hard to always see where your hands are because you're playing your game. Anyway, the first keyboard was the same way, but the letters lasted a little longer. Makes me wonder if this keyboard was used previously. I have never had letters disappear this fast. Anyway, enjoy, no issues playing games, single player or RPG, and downloads. Quick third picture is what the colored rings look like when on, and there is a chainer so you can play with the colors. Love it.
I would like to mention that I was not expecting much from this computer. I had a friend who recommended me CyberpowerPC after he purchased their $730 model, and after consideration, I allowed myself an extra $150 and bought this model instead, and boy do I not regret it. The computer was delivered a day earlier than expected and the packaging was phenomenal. No components were loose or damaged upon opening. Setup took less than 15 minutes and the PC booted up fast and smoothly without any software issues. After 5 days of non-stop gaming, I can say with certainty that I would recommend this product to anyone looking for a quality computer at a great price to value. Before buying this PC, I sourced the components individually to get a rough estimate as to how much it would cost to build a PC with the same specs. Now yes, it was cheaper, but only by about $10 give or take depending on where you buy the parts, and at that price range you are much better off saving yourself the time and headache that comes along with building a computer from scratch and ordering this PC. I can't stress enough how happy I am with this purchase. Specs with 6 cores open on the GPU. I have managed to boot up the PC in 13.256 seconds and I get a solid 120 plus FPS on Forza, Rainbow Six Siege, and GTA V, all on the max possible settings, except for GTA, which slows down to about 70 FPS on max settings. The extra space and 4 fans keep the components nice and cool, and heating is definitely not going to be an issue with this build. The 8GB of RAM is more than plenty, although upgrading to 16 or 32 GB is definitely on my recommended list of future upgrades, as it never hurts to have that extra memory. The only real issue with this build is the 500GB SSD, especially if you plan on playing big games. Expect to buy a spare SSD or HDD not long after purchasing this, but it'll definitely serve you well to begin with hardware. The PC does come with a CyberpowerPC branded mouse and keyboard, both of which are way nicer than I thought they would be. Although they are definitely not the best in quality, they are a great addition to this build and a big part as to why it's a great purchase for those who are entirely new to PC gaming. In short, they are not the best, but they will definitely do the job, and do it well. They don't feel cheap at all and I appreciate that they are included. I hope this review covers all the basic concerns. In summary, I would definitely recommend this product, not only from personal experience, but to other friends who have also purchased CyberpowerPCs and have nothing but good things to say. Keep up the quality products and service.
This is a great PC. I received it yesterday and my son immediately started using it for playing Fortnite. He was playing in his Xbox One before and complained all the time about how bad it was. Now he is happy. The computer is very easy to set up. Neither of us are computer knowledgeable and we did everything by ourselves. The computer looks very good also. So far so good. We still haven't used tech support so we didn't rate that. Hopefully this PC will last us for a very long time. I posted pictures from the back and front. Sorry about all the cables. They are from the mouse, mic, keyboard, power, mousepad, etc.
When I first got it I had an issue, it wouldn't turn on, but it was that the power cable got disconnected when I moved it. I've had it for over 2 months now and I have to say I am very pleased with it. It is the best PC I've even owned and it is not on the pricey side, which is amazing. I have been playing many games and even streaming at the same time. No issues. Everything runs smoothly. I also love the colors and how easy it is to change them. Many colors and patterns to choose from.
This is a good mid-range gaming PC. The Intel Core i5-9400F is a great CPU along with the Gigabyte GTX 1660 GPU. The memory should have 2 X4 sticks instead of 1 8GB of RAM to enable the dual channel feature. The front panel should have more air slots on the sides to give it more airflow. I popped the panel out some and the PC is a lot cooler. Otherwise the CPU and GPU fans run at full full speed. As far as gaming, it's great. I can play all the Battlefield games on Ultra and the same on COD games. I ordered more memory to X8 to get at least one channel to dual channeling. Also, you can see what I did on last pick. I popped front panel to give it more air, thinking of using light foam for filtering dust and cat hair. Other than that, it's a great PC and a good value for the money. I would give it 5 stars if it wasn't for the bad airflow in front. Thanks CYBERPOWERPC and Amazon.
First of all, at least in my experience, shipping was top quality, came perfectly set up, took a few minutes to follow instructions and is running smoothly. Lightning fast speed and setup. If the fan noise bothers you, I think you need help. Great PC for the price. The cool lighting is just a bonus. Would buy again.